Hi, I'm Nicholas Prom,
I'm Chase.
And I'm Dylan.
and you're watching Posers Must
Posers
Die.
Die.
Hey, dudes! Another exciting,
Dude.
another excite, another exciting week in the kick-ass world of heavy metal. I fucked that up. Damn it! But we'll just go on anyway. Uh,
Another.
exactly. So hey, let's get right into it. We got a brand new album just dropped to talk about. This is one of the most highly anticipated releases, at least for me, for 2025. It's Stress Test's debut self-titled record. This is two members of Unto Others doing a very different style. This is raging
Different.
crossover thrash. Anyone who is a fan of extreme metal of any stripe is going to love this. I really feel that. This kicks ass.
I concur. Released February 28th on Transylvanian Records, by the by.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I didn't say this last time because I forgot about these guys, but there's this one man hardcore crossover project from New York called Vice Massacre,
Ooh.
who Stress Test reminds me of big time.
I need to check this band out.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
And what I got here is for Stress Test is, you ever seen Hard Boiled? The movie Hard Boiled?
I don't think so.
Chow Yun Fat? Okay, well, there's a scene where he's sliding down a staircase with Uzis in both hands and blowing gangsters away. And that's what comes to mind when I listen to this. Just a sliding down the pole, blowing away gangsters, fruits exploding, but the guy's selling it's okay. You know,
Okay.
that crazy hyper, like, it's a soundtrack to a massacre. I already said
Yeah.
massacre earlier. Back
Yeah.
to a massacre, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is 18 minutes of pure rage, dude. And
Yeah.
it's just immediate, in your face, violent, thrashing hardcore. I mean, like, this just rules, dude. If you like old school grind, hardcore of any kind, thrash metal of any kind, crossover, punk, you're gonna love this. I think death metal fans will appreciate this. I think metalcore and deathcore fans will probably like this. This is a winner for anybody in the extreme music game, man.
It's accessible but not lame.
Yeah, it is accessible but uncompromising.
Yes.
Yeah, Dylan.
It feels fresh too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, of course, it sounds like it wouldn't be in this genre if it was something we hadn't heard before, I guess. But it feels fresh in a way.
It doesn't sound derivative at all.
No.
You know, and we've certainly talked about and praised bands that frankly are, but no, fresh is the word, man. And this is just man, audio violence. This rules. I love this. I've been, ever since like the first two songs came out, that digital single, I've been just sweating the full album release. And I can't wait, for this band to play out live, because we are gonna be there with bells on, dudes. Better get ready to die, because this is gonna be it. But yeah, Stress Test is awesome. Get off your poser ass, stream it, download it, whatever, get it.
I want to say I really enjoyed all of the not that this was part of the music really, but it kind of is, the samples from like
Oh
movies
yeah.
and like news broadcasts and shit. I love when any kind of metal or punk or anything does that, throws samples in from like news or radio or TV or movies.
Yeah. And they don't
really fun.
And they don't overdo it. Each one, I think every song just about has a little something just before, but it's kind of like just marking like, okay, new song, time to rage. New song, new idea. And I love that. That really added some character to the record. I love this. This is just
Definitely.
awesome. Horns up, big time. Yeah. Guys, do you have any other thoughts on this, man?
Highlights.
Oh my God. God Sucks.
God Sucks. Yes.
That song rules. But like every song on this album kicks ass.
Oh, of course. But my personal favorite was Suffer.
Yeah.
Suffer.
Yeah, really good.
Suffer.
Yeah.
And God Sucks, and the Stress Test, the band
Yeah,
titled.
yeah.
Yeah, just good shit all
Eternal
around.
Bliss. Eternal Bliss was a good track, and Closer, Something Rather Than Nothing, I felt was pretty highlightable.
Yeah, this just comes in, rips, and woo! It's time to just put it on repeat. It is. This is a banger. This rules. Yeah. But yeah. You guys you good on this? You want to move on?
You goddamn better believe it.
Okay. You goddamn better believe. Like, what was that? It was that. I know it was in a White Zombie song, but I have no idea what the sample was from.
No, I was thinking of Beastman, but okay.
Oh, that. Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what I was. I don't know. It's been a long time. Anyway, so let's talk about Chase's classic album.
Okay. Hey, you guys ever hear of Annihilator?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah.
maybe. I love
Yeah.
your face, still. That's so good. Yeah. Annihilator's second album from, was this in 1990? Yeah.
19, September 12th, 1990 on Roadrunner Records.
Yeah. This was the glory days of Roadrunner too.
Yeah.
But when they were just like tons of thrash and like cutting edge, when death metal was new, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Roadrunner was awesome back then. But yeah, Never Neverland. I asked Chase if we could do this one because Coburn Farr, the vocalist on this album, sadly passed away last week at the way too young age of 62. I don't know the causes, but that's just awful. He only sang on this. Annihilator has like a different lineup practically every album, or definitely on every album. But so he sang on this album, and he has a couple other albums in his own discography. But it's like one album with this band, one album with this band. But this album is generally regarded as the favorite for most people for Annihilator, and with good reason. Killer tracks like Phantasmagoria, Stonewall, Craft Dinner. What are some highlights for you guys, man?
The Fun Palace, Road to Ruin being
Road to Ruin is so good.
Yeah. Craft Dinner gets me. Macaroni Maniac, a cheddar cheese heart attack.
Yeah.
Because it got me. Oh yeah. And I Am in Command, which
closes the album.
Whenever I say, I'm sorry.
Closes the record. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Which I believe 3 Inches of Blood made a reference to, which Canadian bands do that to each other.
Oh yeah, sure. But yeah, great stuff. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh no. After the highlights and whatnot, and talking about the intensity of Road to Ruin and Macaroni Maniac, I was going to say, Corbin had I never really noticed this before, because I've only listened to this album like 3 or 4 times total. I mean, now it's like 10. But I noticed that Corbin, he had this Steve Grimmett kind of quality to his voice. He didn't really go like power.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good comparison. Steve Grimmett and Coburn Farr, yes, very, very, very similar vocal styles. I like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's very good. I thank you for that. But yeah, Coburn was a great singer. Also, check out the Omen record he sang on. He sang on, of course, I'm going to not remember what it's called. Would you?
Yeah, sure.
We pull up their discography. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think of it. But it's like their last one of the 80s. But anyway, this album's great. I really like Road to Ruin. It's a great, very poignant song about alcoholism.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I was going to say the same thing.
Stonewall is a great song with an environmental message.
Escape to Nowhere.
Escape to Nowhere. Yeah, and that album, that Omen album, is a departure from the previous Omen records. They were real Wizards and Warriors kind of U.S. power metal. And then that album's a straight ahead heavy metal record with none of that stuff on it, none of that medieval shit. But it's a cool record. Yeah. Kind of unduly ignored. It's a cool album. But anyway, yeah, no, this is really great stuff. Annihilator, or the Jeff Waters Band, Uh,
Yeah.
okay, and like, look, he's a man with a singular vision for this band, and Annihilator has a pretty consistent level of quality. I mean, like, incredible melody, technical, crisp production, and aggression make for such a very unique and very, very palatable thrash band without compromising or seeming soft or watered down or anything. It's like, no, they really go for the throat. I love Annihilator, and really sad to learn about Coburn's passing. But this is a great record. Rest in peace, man. But we will see you in Valhalla, brother. But Annihilator rules, and this album is fantastic. If you're gonna have one Annihilator album in your collection, it should be this one. But yeah, Never Neverland from Annihilator rules.
Yeah, and actually, add something else to add to it a little bit. I kept getting like man, if Nevermore was like more thrashy, they'd be Annihilator. It's a very like kind of like prog thrash kind of like
Interesting
undertone to everything.
Slight counterpoint. Nevermore, a little more thrashy, basically a Sanctuary.
Okay, yeah, you got me there.
But here's the thing. The comparison, I put Annihilator in that class of thrash metal bands. The ones with they have the real singers, not shouters.
Yeah.
Jason, my old roommate Jason, and I used to refer to it as power thrash because it was like thrash metal with power metal voice. And Annihilator is, despite not having consistent vocalists, they consistently are in that vein. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they fit right along with Sanctuary and Metal Church and Forbidden and Heathen and Liege Lord and so on. Law's Rocket.
Okay.
But yeah, Dylan, do you have any more stuff on this one, man?
Yeah, well, this was fun. I'm not a huge Annihilator fan, but I do like them, and this was a fun album. You guys kind of took the words out of my mouth on songs I like Road to Ruin. Very poignant song.
Yeah.
I personally liked Never Neverland. I didn't hear that one mentioned.
Oh yeah.
And Craft Dinner makes me laugh. Craft Dinner makes me laugh because I used to have a few Canadian friends, and Craft Dinner is what they just call Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Up there, and that made me laugh. It kind of brought me back to those guys' buddies. But yeah, I don't know. This is a fun album. One thing I noticed, I'll just say this is an observation. The composition is very strange. With every song on here, every song sort of feels like 10 songs, like 10 different songs, or like a mixtape. Like the composition it jumps around a lot. It's like very
sure. It
stays fresh. It stays different.
Yeah,
it's not,
there's a lot of time and tempo changes. It's that Merciful Fate influence, like we talked about with Metallica. But yeah, I mean, Jeff is just full of ideas, and it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna take in all kinds of directions, and I like that.
That's not a complaint. It's just I found it interesting.
Yeah, and it's like that makes me think of also Dark Angel's albums, Leave Scars and Time Does Not Heal. Like, wow, those songs go all over the place in a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tons of riffs. But also, Fun Palace. Did anyone mention Fun Palace? That song's great.
Yep.
Okay.
Song I mentioned.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But yeah. Great record. Do we have any more stuff on this, or we're good? Okay. Yeah, let's hit it with. I think it's time for Hardcore Hall of Fame.
No, Dylan's Demolition.
Oh my God, Dylan's Demolition. I am so sorry. You are correct. Thank you for keeping me on the straight and narrow. Dylan's Demolition. That didn't feel right. That's why. Okay, Dylan's Demolition. Very interesting.
This week I chose, here I go again, choosing a band that only had one demo and then they just disappear forever. Extremely esoteric. These guys are Deviate NY. Gosh, I wonder where they're from. This is their 1995 demo. The only demo they had, but they're a thrash outfit. And, I mean, it says thrash on Encyclopedia, but I call this kind of crossover a little bit. It sounds crossover-y to me.
Interesting.
But this is fucking killer.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. What did you guys think of it?
I like this a lot. This was a cool. I mean, also for a band in 1995 to be playing this straight ahead thrash metal, kudos. Do you know why this is their only demo, Dylan?
I was reading. Yeah, that's the one thing I forgot to mention. Aren't there like some members from Demolition Hammer in here? Or?
So this is a 2-piece. Okay, this demo was done with 2 ex-members of Demolition Hammer, including their original drummer, who died the following year. He died in 1996
Okay.
Dig this. You know that old thing of like the puffer fish. You don't have the sushi with the puffer fish because if it's not cut just right, it will poison you and kill you. That's what happened to him.
Oh my God.
He was 28 years old.
Wow.
Isn't that terrible? Yeah, the original drummer for Demolition Hammer. Yeah. So that sucks. And so Deviate, New York, who knows what they could have been, or but this is definitely if fans of Demolition Hammer should check this out because you're gonna like it. It's in the same vein. There's a little bit of groove in there. It's mid 90s, so there's gonna be there. But honestly, good stuff. Raging. So excellent pick, Dylan.
Thank you.
The first thing I wrote down was like got mad Demo Hammer vibes, and then I did a little more research. Was like, I'm leaving that in because it's true.
Yeah, because it's like half of Demolition Hammer.
And it's got that comfy murky sort of demo sound that I appreciate from the mid '90s. That balanced combination of this was recorded on a Play School, my first recording studio setup, but the mixer also knew what they were doing with that setup.
Right.
So it sounds very good.
It didn't hurt that the 2 guys in this band had, I think, had made 3 albums before because they were both in Demo Hammer. So they've got some studio experience. Not to mention, Demolition Hammer had like 2 pretty lengthy, demo tapes before they had an album. So yeah, they've got studio experience, and it shows here, and it comes across well. Just like the metal climate in 1995 was just like no one's gonna pay attention to this, unfortunately. And I'm glad to know this exists, and I'm glad that we got to check it out. So who knows what it could have been.
I'm glad you knew that info though, because I kind of found that info.
Yeah.
And it was sort of unclear to me, so I'm glad to have that cleared up.
Yeah. R.I.P. my dude. Really sucks.
Yeah. Rest in peace. But no wonder I liked this. Like I did not notice the Demolition Hammer parallel, musically. But no wonder I like it.
Sure. Yeah. It's really aggressive thrash.
It tickles the right spots. I don't know. And I really like the vocals on here.
They are good.
There was some comment I read somewhere said they sound like a drill sergeant yelling at you. And
I could hear that. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay. So sorry for prematurely announcing this segment. Now we'll talk about Hardcore Hall of Fame. Sorry, man. I chose Agnostic Front's first album or EP, whatever. It's 15 minutes long. You really can call it an album, even though it's like 10 songs or something. But this is great. I mean, like one of the prime. They were probably like number 1 with a bullet for New York hardcore, Agnostic Front, and great songs like Power and stuff. This is just really good stuff. Really just immediate and aggressive, and I don't have a ton to really say about it. This is just an important band, an important release. So you guys go.
Well, it's Agnostic Front. I fucking love it. I like their older shit. I like their newer stuff where it's more groovy and less actually hardcore. I like it all for the most part.
Sure.
But this one is a tight 15 minutes and 17 seconds of legendary kick your head in New York hardcore. It's just brass knuckles and baseball bats the whole way down,
Yeah. Yeah, and don't mess around with Roger Merritt. He'll kick your ass, son.
Roger Merritt will kick your ass today. You know, like,
Yeah, no,
right.
seriously. And the guy's probably like 60 years old, but I wouldn't mess with him. No way. Dylan, what do you? What's that?
I mean impersonation when I get up off the couch, though. Getting there. Anyway.
Yeah.
First of all, 15 minutes. That is an album worth of music for a hardcore band.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Oh, totally.
But yeah, this rocks. I really, really fucking loved the song "United and Strong."
Yeah,
that
Punks
really
and
good
Skins.
song.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, fucking love that.
And "Your Mistake" and "With Time" were also good ones. But yeah, this just kicked your ass in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Swift, brutal.
Love it. Love it.
Screw your shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my first listen to Agnostic Front, so I got.
Oh, really?
I need to. I guess I need to get into their other stuff.
I guess you do. You're
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I envy you in your journey of discovery with hardcore and stuff. This is great. You know, Chase, what were some like highlight tracks for you, man?
Well, United and Strong, Blind Justice, and Hiding Inside.
Yeah.
Hiding Inside was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Blind Justice too. Cool, yeah. Agnostic Front, one of the premier hardcore bands of the second wave, for sure. Yeah, they rule. I mean, I would think they would be second wave, right? Yeah. It's not 81. It's not 81 hardcore.
No.
So, yeah, pretty sure. So,
actually, no, I don't know what year did this come out?
Well, this came out in 1984, so maybe they were around in their earlier 80s. I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that, folks. But anyway, whatever. Agnostic Front rules. Yeah.
I'm always surprised when I hear the year that these picks of yours came out on, because they sound like ahead of their time. Honestly, every one of them.
A lot of you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I agree with you, Dylan. I mean, it's just like I can't believe like, whoa, this is 19. You know, like you've said, this is 1981. Holy crap! You know, yeah, I know. But yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's just, man, hardcore really has something.
They're ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And we applaud that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's Hardcore Hall of Fame for this week.
Thank you for being there, making the good shit at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when Ronald Reagan is prez, you got plenty to be pissed about. So, you know, paralleling these times. But anyway, why don't we move on to Song of the Week? And Chase is up first this time.
Okay, and this week I present to you Bloodthirst Thrashing Madness. Off their 2007 debut album, Let Him Die, which I happen to have the promo for.
Gee, where did we get that? Was that an E-Metal Reviews promo that we received back in the day?
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I believe it was, yeah.
And I remember when we got this album, because I loved the holy living crap out of it. This band, Polish blackened thrash, just ripping, dude. This whole album rules.
Good, clean Christian fun, yeah.
Yeah. These Polacks really know how to give it to you, baby. This is so raging. Great song, great pick. I love this band, and it came at a time where it's like, you know, blackened thrash was kind of like on the rise, but it wasn't like so it wasn't like so dominant like it is. There wasn't nearly as much of it back then. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There was these guys. There was Niflheim. There was Nocturnal. There were a few others, but now there's tons of those bands. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this band rules. I love these guys. I've been champions of them ever since we got this back then, and they still rule. Excellent choice, Chase. Dylan, what do you think, man?
Yeah, this rules. I've never heard of Bloodthirst, but fuck, I have to go listen to this now. This whole album.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you do.
Good song. Yeah, just fucking shreddy as fuck.
Oh my god, so good. Just fast as fuck. So good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this rules, man. Yeah. Chase, do you have any more anything else you wanted to say about this?
No, I don't know if you guys know, but the song itself is actually it's about praising thrash and loving thrash so much that it drives you insane.
Yeah, it's an anthem.
Well, we better be careful.
Careful, yeah.
Just calm down. Thrash metal is great.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, excellent pick, dude. I saw this and it put a big smile on my face when I saw you chose that, because it just took me back to those days. But yeah, okay. Let me talk about my song of the week. Another something I discovered in the early 2000s. This is from 1985. Virgin Steel's "Noble Savage." This is the title cut from this album. And like, honestly, it's the production and the playing and everything, and it really sounds like a 90s power metal record, like late 90s. So it's really ahead of the curve. But this is an epic. Some really interesting time changes too. But like,
what's the? Did you say the title of the song?
It's "Noble Savage."
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, really interesting and unique vocals, great voice, a lot of power.
A lot of power.
Yeah, I mean, great U.S. power metal. Holy shit. And this song is amazing. I love it. It takes me on a journey every time I listen to it.
Yeah. I noticed that at 5:15 it basically becomes a whole other song.
Yeah.
and
it does.
It's just like it's got two parts and both are just fucking epic as hell, dude. The song it makes me feel like, what's a good way to put it? The word soaring just kept passing through my head the entire time. The guitars, the vocals, I wanted to fly while listening to the song.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
I understand, and I feel that it's really amazing, and it's weird. I never like got into this band in a big way, but this song has always been stuck in my mind from the first time I saw it. I'm like, this is a winner.
I think I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dylan, any thoughts on this one, man?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Nick. You know, sometimes you find a band that they're a one-hit wonder, but just for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. But yeah, this song, oh my fucking god, I loved this song so much.
It's incredible.
Holy shit. It's an awesome fucking epic fucking song. I'm sorry, I'm always stealing people's comments I see on the internet.
It's fine. Jokes. You're giving credit.
I don't exactly. I'm just saying I didn't say this, but this is the perfect answer to Rainbow's Stargazer.
Ooh. Now I have to listen to them back to back.
Yes, this song and that song go back. I did that when I listened to this. This song and that song go back to back fucking perfectly. But yeah, this fucking. I don't know. I kind of like this song better than Rainbow's Stargazer, to be honest.
Here's the thing. The funny thing is, many people cite Stargazer as the first power metal song.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
find that interesting because Stargazer kind of sounds like stoner metal to me. Like it sounds stonery.
I didn't say it.
Like rock.
Well, I mean, that's an influence because you have to think like, Rainbow, it's Richie Blackmore. They started as a psychedelic rock band and then kind of became like the proto heavy metal group. And then Rainbow, I feel like as a whole, the first 3 Rainbow albums are full on heavy metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I wish there was 10 of those instead of just 3. You know what I mean? But I mean, but really, you think, okay, those 3 albums, the first those 2 early 80s Sabbath albums and the first 2 Dio solo albums are like, that is like the 7 greatest albums of all time. Almost.
I have to think about it a little bit, but those are definitely up there, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Virgin Steel, this is great.
Yeah, this just rules. This is some good fucking power metal.
Man,
I want power metal to sound.
Yeah. This is how it should sound. This is great, man. and they're American. This is U.S. power metal is kind of under, like, I feel like downplayed in favor of a lot of the European stuff. Like, it's usually about Germany.
I agree.
Power metal usually is like Germany and Italy, and it's like, no, guys, there's a lot of great U.S. stuff too. But yeah, But why don't we move on to Dylan's song? I've got this very interesting song.
Yeah, I chose "Ain't None of Your Business" by Wendy O. Williams, the Princess of Punk.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I already knew about Plasmatics, but I found her solo shit recently.
Yeah.
And I've just been in love with this song. I must have listened to this song 50 fucking times this week.
Wow.
This is I just love it. The chorus, the riff, the way she sings, her vocals. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
You guys go ahead.
Wendy was 100% an original.
Yes.
Nobody was ever like her before, and nobody has ever come close to her since.
I agree.
This was her first solo record. This song is really cool. I want to talk about this song. And interesting to note, the album, every member of Kiss up to that point, except for Peter Criss, either plays on this album or has a songwriting credit on this album. Gene produced it. Paul, Ace, Vinnie Vincent, and Eric Carr all appear or are credited on one song or another on this record. And so it's really fun. There's some Kiss vibes, but it's totally Wendy. It's like they wrote for her, you know?
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. I think the whole record and this song in particular really capture her vibe and her energy. You know, like she's gonna live her life her own way, and she did. She lived and died in her own
terms.
On her own terms. Thank you. And more power to her for that. Rest in power, Wendy.
Yes.
You were absolutely the queen of punk. And yeah. Chase, what do you think about this song?
Well, I'm going to start off by saying I have no experience with Wendy O. Williams or the Plasmatics, so this was a new frontier for me. And I actually have a bone to pick with some people back in the day who told me that, if you like Joan Jett or the Runaways or Pat Benatar, you'll like Wendy O. Williams. And now they gave it a fucking listen, I'm like, this is a completely different goddamn animal.
Totally. I mean, like, they're trying to say, like, who are the cool rock chicks, from that era. And it's just like, Wendy makes them look like, Karen Carpenter. R.I.P. Karen Carpenter. I don't mean anything bad. Or like Carly Simon or something by comparison. How about that?
No, I feel you.
But yeah, amazing. Yeah. Check out the Plasmatics. Check out the rest of this album, Chase. Seriously, it's good stuff.
Homework, yeah.
But yeah, excellent choice, man. Yeah. And you're right, Chase. Those people were wrong.
Well, this song, I agree a little bit. I mean, this song specifically, it reminds me a lot of like Rebel Yell by Billy Idol.
Sure, I could see that.
Like some Joan Jett mixed in, like
sure,
a little bit. I can kind of understand where they're coming from when they said that, but yeah, this is an entirely different thing.
Yeah, I mean this.
Rest in peace, Wendy.
Yeah, I mean this does because of the heavy Kiss presence, it is a pop hard rock kind of record.
Yeah.
It is more commercial than the Plasmatics material, but the attitude is uncompromising.
Yeah.
It's this is a cool album.
The lyrical themes of this song are interesting.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this song is about like being a woman and like getting catcalled or getting pestered by men.
Sure, but also ain't none of your business just means like what I choose to do with my life.
That too
is not for you to decide, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ain't none of your business.
Yeah, and it's just like go listen. Do yourselves a favor. Go listen to the album opener. It's My Life. There's a music video for it too. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, and the song, everything. It's just wild. Wendy was incredible. But yeah, are we pretty good here, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, all right. Let's just hit our concert calendar for real quick, and then we'll wrap for the evening. On this very Friday at Dante's, up and coming thrash metalers Warhead, along with Traditional Meddlers Show and Tell, and our local Thrashers Battle Cattle will be rocking your mother heckin' socks off, Dante's. That'll be March 14th, this Friday. Fast forward a few weeks to April 5th at the Twilight. It's a double dose of speed metal with Bewitcher and Death Chant. That show's gonna rule. It's pretty much my birthday show, so I think I'm gonna be there. The following week, Warbringer will be at the Hawthorne Theater with Allegaeon, Skeletal Remains, and Summoning the Lich in support. That's April 10th. The following evening, at the Twilight, Early Moods, Magic Potion, and Seductor. This is a Doom and traditional heavy metal show. That should be a cool time. The following week, April 17th, 80s Power Metal Legends Heir Apparent will be playing their first ever Portland show at the High Water Mark with support from Tower Hill, Serpent Rider, and I Am the Intimidator. Wow, that show should be off the chain. Let's see, April 25th, here's a show I know that we are going to have to be at. Velocity, Pilau, Blade, and Betrayer will be thrashing our asses off at the Blackwater. That's Friday, April 25th. Can't miss it. This one is a winner for sure. April 29th, it's a Tuesday. Obituary, Death Metal Legends with plenty of dope support from Nails, Terror, Spirit World, and Pest Control at the Roseland Theater. That's going to be a banger. Anyone who goes to that's going to have a dope-ass time. May 11th, Persecutor, Vueltas, and Hadean at the High Water Mark. A mixed bill of punk, black and roll, and traditional heavy metal. Let us know what that show's about. It's a Sunday night. I can't do it, but other ragers can, and I'm sure they will. So, and then June 6th, Napalm Death with the Melvins and the Hard-Ons at the Revolution Hall. Man, I want to go to that, and hopefully, maybe, with a little Christmas magic, we'll make it happen.
June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Yep.
Hey, also, I don't have the flyer up right now, but June 28th, we're going to see Morbid Saint, and that's going to rule. Thrash metal legends, incredible. We're going to have an amazing time. But yeah, that's it for this week, gang. Chase, hit us with the sign-off, man.
All right. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, or the beatings will continue until morale improves.
Good night, everyone, and thank you.